Hey, my peeps, this is Bebe Screen Queen. I hope you're doing okay this afternoon, morning, or night. Depends on where you live at. So today, this is a re-recording of my movie review of 1988's They Live. So before I get into that, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell button when I post some new videos, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok under the same name, Bebe Screen Queen. So let's just start, okay? As always, this is not a typical review. This is a review in my own way, and it's mainly classics of my favorites. So maybe y'all can watch it, saying that, hey, I haven't heard of that movie. Let me watch it because if she likes it, then I may like it too. So what I do with my type of reviews, I cover 5 categories: the background synopsis, my favorite scenes, and when it comes to horror, my favorite what the heck, like shocking moments that make you sad, that makes you cry or happy, them kind of like shocking moments or what the heck moments, and what I like and dislike about the movie. So let's just get into the background of 1988's They Live. I just love saying that. It's annoying as hell, but I just love saying that. They Live was released on November 4th, 1988, distributed by Universal Pictures, North America, and Carolco, I hope I pronounced that right, Pictures International. It was directed and screenplay by John Carpenter, produced by Larry Franco, music by John Carpenter and Alan Howarth, with the production company Alive Films and Larry Franco Productions. Now let's get into the synopsis of 1988's They Live. According to Wikipedia, the synopsis of They Live states, a drifter, Nada, played by Roddy Piper, discovers through special sunglasses that the ruling class are aliens, concealing their appearance and manipulating people to consume, breed, and conform to the status quo via subliminal messages in mass media. Now let's get into my favorite scenes of the movie. I think to those who have watched They Live, we can say that our favorite scene is the 6-minute fight scene between Nada and Frank. So Nada is played by the one and only Roddy the Piper. He was a famous wrestler. He was my favorite wrestler. I had a T-shirt and I gave it away. That is a collector's item that I could have just like stored in my closet. I even have an autograph from the Four Horsemen and a meet and greet one time, and I threw that away. What? And also Frank, played by the one and only Keith the David. These men look cute. But anyway, so Nada discovered, no, had gone to the garbage truck and found the found the box of sunglasses. I don't know why I can't talk right now. So anyway, Frank stumbled on a Nada, and Nada, trying to get Frank to wear these sunglasses so Frank can see what Nada is seeing, which is he can see where you think people are people, but some of them are aliens disguised as people. Frank don't want to be part of that. He don't want to, be part of anything. He want to stay to himself, get out of people's business so he can work and take care of his wife and kid. Because they live in some other state. I want to say Detroit. Did they live in Detroit? Because it takes place in California. But anyway, so Nada is trying to get Frank to wear the sunglasses. So when he's trying to get Frank to wear the sunglasses, then Frank punched him. And then Nada said that I'm trying to save you and your family's life. And then Frank was like, listen, I don't want to do this and that and that. And then Nada was like, just put on these GD glasses. And then pap again. And then and then it's like, here we go. Here comes the fight. And then Nana said that
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
And that is so Roddy Piper's one-liners. I love Roddy Piper's one-liners. That's what he does. They decided to go on this 6-minute fight. The most comfortable fighting scene of all time. Now, if I was there holding a box of sunglasses, I'd be like, there they go. They're going to fight. Let me sit on top of this car and just be like Silly in The Color Purple. So, ooh, because they were throwing blows, punches. I don't even know if they kicked. Throwing each other to the ground. I know they backs be hurting. Nada, banging Frank's head on the ground, and Frank being on top of Nada, kicking him in the balls with his knee. And then my favorite part is the part where Nada grabbed the plank and trying to swing it around, trying to hit on Frank, and then it, and then they stumble onto the second car, and Frank got the bottle, glass bottle. So Nada accidentally hit the back of the car, the window of the back of the car, and then he was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm sorry." And then Frank was like, and then hit the bottle so the bottle can break in half so he can have a sharp weapon. But it broke the whole glass, and, and Frank just yelled out "F," like fuck. And I think that Roddy Piper had broke character because that was so natural how Frank, broke that bottle. I don't think that he meant to do that, but Nada was laughing, and I think that was the best part. And then Frank couldn't take it, so he tackled Nada to the ground, and hit him, and I think Nada got a few punches in, and Frank had an upper hand, put the sunglasses on top of Nada's chest, and said "F you," and trying to walk away. And then he leaned up against the wall, I think, trying to take a breath because these turkeys like what in their 30s, like around my age, 39, 35 to 39, and Nada got back up, hit Frank on the side, grabbed him, picked him up, slammed him on the ground, and then put the sunglasses on. Not Nada, Frank's face, jacked him up, and said, "Look, look, look, they're everywhere." And then you see a couple looking, like realize that, oh my goodness, they caught on to us. And then the woman was describing the two men, and then Frank was like, what? And then he heard something in the sky, and it was a drone. And so Nada was dragging Frank on the other side of the alley against the wall, and then he and then Nada was like,
Brother, life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
I want to know if they have that in a T-shirt because I want to wear that. I just, again, Roddy Piper has the best one-liners in the movie. But I like how Keith David you described that scene. He described that scene as though two things. One is how you get people, no matter how different you are, you can be doing the same thing, but the top dogs will want the underdogs to get at each other, to fight each other, to unalive each other, so we can get rid of one another so they can be on top. So it's nothing but the top dogs. And also, too, it's about like trying to prove a point of view from Nada's case. Like, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I'm trying to get you to see what I'm seeing. But like the other party, like Frank, like they don't want to see it. It's like, leave me alone, or that, no, you're lying. This is what it is. I don't want to hear it. But when somebody bring facts like Nada, and somebody like Frank don't want to hear facts, it's kind of like you trying to fight for it. It's like it's not an opinion. This is what's going on. See, please see what I'm talking about. So that's the whole like fighting, like trying to get to see, you know, once like one another's point of view. And so like with Nada bringing facts to Frank, and when Frank realized like, oh my goodness, so Nada this is the reason why Nada is so like on board with what's going on. Well, not on board what's going on, but being like trying to figure out what was going on like in the church, and why he's been missing, not at work. It's now Frank is on board. Um but yeah, I like how Keith David described that. And plus the fight scene again is like the scene, like the movie is like a background noise type of movie. It's very comfortable, like a comfort movie. And that scene is a very comforting scene to me. I can just be doing something like editing my videos or cleaning up my room, and when that 6 minute fight scene come on, I just pause and watch because I like a good fight. I'm an action girly, because I go crazy. I'm one of those people that either it's wrestling or seeing Bruce Lee's movies, even like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Get into a fight, boom boom. I'm the type of person, yeah, 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 give him the elbow drop. Yeah, kick him in the nuts. Yeah, kick him in the face. Yeah, come on now. He's like, body slam his ass. I'm the worst. I guess because my sister and I were raised around boys, because it's more male in our family, and then my father's side of the family, because my father's side of the family is all girls, and but my mother's side is all men. So it's kind of like, that tomboyish and stuff. Like I got some little girly, stuff to it, but I'm tomboy with a girly, with a girly girl side. But yeah, I just love that scene, and it's very, relevant. Trying to get somebody's like when you bring facts, it's like this is facts. It's not even about how I feel. It's just like it is what it is. Why no matter whose side you on, like it's always political. Like you gotta be. If you think one way, then you're on this side. If you think the other way, then you're on this side. It's like I'm basically in the middle, and I'm like, but it's fact. I say I may like, but really and truly, when somebody hit me with a cold hard fact, it's like, okay, you're right, you're right, you're right. And I might say, but it's no matter but what, it's not about how I feel. Like it's fact, it's fact. And then when you prove it and it's in my face, I'm like, okay, okay. So let's get into my what the heck moments of this movie. Nada got the box, he got the sunglasses from a box in at the church, and he went downtown. And when he put it on, he sees black and white. Then when he takes it off, he sees color. He sees regular billboards and whatnot. But then he starts seeing, signs that be saying either marriage and reproduce, consume, stay sleep. Now he's at the magazine stands, and I got the list of what these things be saying. I know I'm going to miss some, but uh, humor me on it. It says on some magazines that you can like, print it out on paper, make a book. It says obey, submit, do not question authority. Now realize how the font is so big on obey and do not question authority. Right? Marriage and reproduce. This is your guide when it comes to money. Stay asleep, buy, consume, watch TV, doubt humanity, no ideas, no independent thought, surrender, and conform. And I know there's many others. Ain't that relevant? He picks up the magazine, nada, and he was just flipping through. And then when he just put his sunglasses down, it's just a regular magazine, pie charts and everything. Put his sunglasses up, and here's a dude wearing a suit. He looks up, and then all of a sudden, Nada was taken back, and because he was just frightened. And here's a dude in a suit looking at him like Nada was crazy, saying,
What's your problem?
I never seen anything so frightening in my life. I never seen anything frightening. Yeah, drags from enemy mine scare the crap out of me, and they still do, but you can get used to that. But these aliens and they live, I don't know what John Carpenter thought, was thinking, because how can he? It's just so. No matter how many times you watch this movie, you be taken back. They look like rotten cheese, like rotten pizza, mildew and all. Ooh. And then the dude in the suit was walking to the dude who owns the magazine stands, and then he's still looking at Nada like he's crazy. I mean, Nada was just like, what is going on? And then see, and this is where I kind of got confused because it's like in the movie, when somebody recognized you, the aliens would let people know. But this dude in the suit act like, I am human. Dude, I think you've been in that human suit for too long. No, you an ugly ass alien. And then Nada was walking around downtown and seeing some people who who you thought were humans, but they are actually aliens. One in the salon, getting their nails done, getting their hair done. And the other one was talking while the two maids were behind her. I told her that the clothes were cut, but she wouldn't believe me. And then he went to the convenience store, and my favorite part of that convenience store is when that elderly lady came by and accidentally bumped into him. She was like,
of fish.
Excuse me.
But but yeah, and then he went to the bank because they, because of course they found out that he wasn't asleep, describing him, and so he ran, he got the gun, ran to a bank, and then he just like, oh, and then he saw some of the humans who are actually aliens, and the greatest line in the movie is when he said,
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
and then all of a sudden the police trying to shoot at Nada shot at him, you know, unalived the alien, and I think unalived maybe two more aliens or three, and then yeah, that revelation of seeing that aliens is like, whoa. So now we know what we're dealing with. They trying to control the actual humans' minds to consume all, watch TV, stay asleep, buy things. And that's why you be seeing these commercials like press on nails, getting these new clothes, like being wealthy and having finer things in life is the way to go if you just come over to the dark side and and sell your soul. And and you hear the megaphone going around saying sleep, 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 and everybody's just like in a trance. You thinking they walking day by day, but really truly if you put on the glasses, they in a trance. So that sunglasses revelation it says a whole lot how relevant it is today. People consume a whole lot. Consumption is a thing. Having a lot of body washes, shoes, um, I mean, just crazy. Like really truly worship money as if it is our God. God say you're gonna worship you can't worship two masters. You can't love money and God at the same time. You're gonna love one and hate the other. And I think people are hating on God and love money a lot. Um but yeah, the alien ooh, that's just ooh, that why am I wheezing? That is just mm. Holly Thompson, played by Meg Foster. First of all, she looks so beautiful, so beautiful. When I first saw her in this movie, I'm like, that is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. One of the most beautiful women I've just ever seen. Her eyes, oh my goodness, the clothes, what have you. She can wear them shoulder pads like no other. I think I would look good in shoulder pads. You think? I think I would look good. I mean, I think I had a shirt, a top that had shoulder pads. Because if somebody wanted like karate chop on your shoulders, kind of like ah ha ha, protect it. Yeah, protect it. Now what? What you trying to do? But Holly Thompson, you thinking that maybe it's gonna be a love like not as love interest, right? And then when Holly took Nada to her place, now I was trying to convince Holly, like, see these glasses, wear these glasses because, they are like, they're not humans and they trying to take over the world. And then Holly was like, I'm going to find out anyway. And then, long story short, he was like, you know what, have it your way. And they want to know, if, like, not if her name, like, so your name is Holly. And then she said, Holly Thompson. And then he said, that's a beautiful name. Like, what you do? And I forgot, like, she's an assistant or something at Cable 54. And then he asked the TV station. She said, yeah. And she's like, and he was like, that's how they control people. He's trying to turn on the TV. And then she got the wine bottle, hit in the back of Nada's head and pushed him out the window. And that was a long fall. That was a long fall. I think I would have been unalive. But Nada didn't. He was hurt. He was hurt. I remember he slid down. I don't know what he was like. But yeah, Holly Thompson is one of those characters that you don't know if she was with you or against you. But you realize that she is against you because she ain't gonna let that go. She ain't gonna let that money go. Life is easy. She don't want to struggle. And at the end, you see Holly unalive Frank. Before Frank and Holly went onto the roof, Nana's already at the roof and saw the satellite that's put everybody to sleep. And when Nana asked Frank, "Hey, are you Frank? Are you and Holly clear?" And then you hear Holly saying, "I'm clear. pointing the gun at Nada. So don't do it. You will not win. And then the helicopter came with the guards in the helicopter ready to unalive Nada if he doesn't put the gun down. So Nada unalive Holly, and Nada decided to shoot the satellite, and he shot it again, and then the guard shot Nada, and Nada was unalive. With Holly, she can't let that go. She don't want to stay awake. She want to be asleep and have an easier life. I can understand that, but that's almost like how people, come, like be on the top, but then they backstab the ones who are their friends, and you hear that a lot. This movie is so relevant today. It's so crazy, and we are living in the they live society today, and nobody is waking the hell up. Nobody. So let's get into hold on, before we get into what I like and dislike. Holly Thompson, I don't like you. You a baddie. You a beautiful woman, but I don't like you. What you did to my dude and what you did to Frank, ooh. And he has a wife and kid. Oh, go away. Oh yeah, you are away. You are away. You 6 feet under. Oh. So let's get into what I like and dislike about the movie. Well, what I like about this movie is how relevant it is today, and how people are brainwashed to, like, money, trying to get money. It's one thing to go for what you want and working hard, but when you so enticed by, like, everybody has everything, money, 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 and even, like, if it's not money, then it's with social media. It's like, well, I got this many followers, this numbers, and that. It's just like, then you sell your soul by doing things that you normally wouldn't do, and that would get you rich. What I also like about the movie is how it's relevant today of what we're going through right now, how the top dogs trying to eliminate the underdogs, which most of us are. And like, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna show y'all the 6 minute original recording of this review of what, my feelings. It's like, you can't worship God and say that you're doing the right thing. I mean, you say, you say you worship God, but at the same time you're doing the wrong thing and not the right thing. You doing anything in your power just to put yourself on top. That is not God-like. God is represent love, acceptance, no matter who you are. You putting money before God, and you're not being kind, you're being ugly, no matter who you are. But with the top dogs, God did say, y'all having y'all moment. The top dogs, it can be in government, it could be people. Y'all think y'all are on top, but believe you and me, you will be at the bottom real quick. So you gotta think about this. Whoever's first will become last, whoever last will become first. And God do look to those who are last. Okay? Mainly those who are oppressed. He does. He cares about the least of these. Or many people are like, if you are rich, the peasants. Yeah, God cares about the peasants. Okay, you can't say that you're holy and then you do unholy things. What I dislike about the movie, within the movie, is how they tear down the homeless community. It's like, because you don't like it, you're gonna, like, tear it down because it was a good community, to a point where when Frank and Nada was at the community, one woman said, "Hey Frank, how you doing?" And Frank waved back. It's like, leave them alone. If they are happy, they are happy. It's kind of funny when somebody, like, look at, like, a trail or woods, and it's, they don't pay attention to it. But once they see a community of homeless people, all of a sudden it's a problem. Say, ew, I don't like homeless people. You need to get these homeless all, out of the woods because they destroying humanity. I'm like, it could be you. Parents always say, don't bully anybody because lo and behold, that could be you. They mind their own business. They trying to make it in life. They trying to get work. But those jobs that they say they are hiring, eventually they're not hiring. And some of those who have worked, lost their jobs, lost their homes. I'm seeing too many homeless people, okay, on the streets. Hey, I could be one of them. And I'm blessed. And if I am one of them, I'm gonna be like, leave me the freak alone. I'm not messing with you. I'm doing what I'm trying to do. You know, do something. Okay, give people jobs. And then when they get in the interviewing process, it's kind of like, well, we don't want you, because you don't fit the aesthetic of our company. Like, you can't win or lose. All right, but I love how they live represents today, and we need to wake up. We need to hear each other out and accept facts, not opinion based on how we feel, and live life with love. And when somebody bring facts to you, they doing that with respect and love, and not trying to hurt you. It's like, don't live in this cult like mentality of not having no independent thought. That if you jump on the bandwagon and think like everybody else, no matter who you are, then it's like, who am I as an individual? Okay. I've always been like, I don't want to go on ranting, but I've always been like independent thinker. I've always been unbiased when I watch, TV shows, when I did my reaction, or, talking to my family when it comes to politics and all that kind of stuff. Like, I have my own thoughts. It's my thoughts. Okay? And if it's just so happened that it goes with the group, I'm like, because to me, that's what I think. If it doesn't, don't get mad at me. Okay, don't get mad at me. Just have web of thoughts, think differently. And then when somebody have facts, accept the facts. Okay? Don't cuss them out. Because my whole thing, when you cuss them out and whatnot, and when you walk away, no matter who you are, that lets me know that it's the truth. Accept the truth. Because it's the truth. Accept it. Okay? Again, don't have that cold like mentality where somebody spit out facts and then all of a sudden you either within somebody within the group spitting out facts to you, or maybe on the outside that you want to shun the people who are in your group spitting out facts, or you want to call somebody by the name, anything but the name of, by the child of God, what have you. God dang, dogs again. Like, y'all see people every day. There's nothing wrong. But anyway, that's all I got to say about 1988's movie They Live. And how y'all like the movie? I can't believe my first time watching the movie was in 2022. I heard about the movie, but I just never got into it. You know what got me to watch this movie? Have y'all seen MGM's Plus Compendium of Horrors? Y'all need to watch that. That's what got me to like, now I need to watch They Live. I do. And I'm glad that I did, because it's one of my comfort movies. One of my horror comfort movies, and one of my comfort movies, period. So anyway, I'm going to go because I need to edit this. All right? So I love you guys. Be kind to one another and live in harmony. All right? So peace, love, and happiness to all of you. Stay cool. Don't be no fool, and use a tool of what? Knowledge. Deuces. Bye. They stopped barking real quick.